Tonight is a very big matchup game in the Greater Neuse River 4A division for the varsity men, featuring the Fuquay-Varina Bengals and the Clayton Comets Varsity men. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been having technical difficulties with audio and everything with internet, so we are not going to do the national anthem tonight. But we are proud to be American, so if you support the red, white, and blue, make some noise. And now the starting lineup for the Fuquay-Varina Bengals. Center power forward, senior 0, Andrew Schneider. Point guard, shooting guard, 6'1", senior, number 1, Jake Hart. Point guard, shooting guard, senior, number 2, Joseph Bullock. Senior shooting guard, number 4, Dylan Setzer. And a senior power forward center, number 23, H.L. Smith. The head coach of the Fuquay-Varina Bengals is Randy Barrow, with assistant coach Bill Brown and A.J. Hardy. Statistician is Tim Hart. And now, it's time to introduce the starting lineup for the varsity men, Clayton Comets. A 6', 175-pound senior, number 2, Dig Will Kilpatrick. 6'1", 155-pound senior, number 3, Matthew Eaton. 6', 150-pound senior, number 5, Dana Thompson. 6', 150-pound senior, number 10, S.J. Sherrod Sorrell. And a 6'4", 200-pound junior, number 22, Tyreek Jones. The head coach of the varsity men, Clayton Comets, in his second season is Everson Simmons, with assistance. Colonel Kilpatrick is your statistician. And we are ready now for the men action. All right. So what do you think we're going to see here, Derek, in this men's game, buddy?
Well, I mean, it's only in C-Town when you don't have Andrew Grimes in the starting lineup and Anthony Walters in the starting lineup. So it's a very interesting lineup shake-up here, just at least to start the game.
That's right.
I don't know. I made eye contact with Avery. He goes, "I'll tell you." So I don't know what that means either. So. But we'll see what happens.
Did something happen?
I don't know. He goes, "I'll tell you." That's all he said. Okay.
He's Derek Lodge. We've got Braxton Kutchin here. Of course, he's an alumni for the Bengals. Braxton, what do you think we're going to see in this varsity game? Remember the last time they played, Clayton lost by 4. Obviously, Clayton wants redemption here on Fuquay tonight.
Yes, sir. I think we're going to see a really tight game. I think that, defensively, this is going to be a tough one for both squads because both are very quick. And guard play, I think, is going to be the biggest thing here tonight.
We'll certainly see how this all shakes up here. As right now, 7 minutes in remaining in the first period, coming up on 1 minute in play. And right now, still no score. Eaton around to Thompson. Thompson to Eaton. Back to Thompson again. Bengals are wearing their traditional away colors with the black on black with the orange, white in the trim. Fuquay-Varina on the front. The Comets are wearing their official home colors presented by Nike and BSN Sports.
And Hart with a trying to attempt to take away out of bounds off of him, but he is a guy who has a knack for the ball. It seems like every time you turn your head, that is a guy that's going to be there waiting for it.
So I think I might have figured this out a little bit, only because I had the inside scoop. Tyreek Jones for 2. And normally in scrimmaging, what Clayton does is they'll scrimmage their seniors versus underclassmen.
Sure.
So the majority of these guys are seniors. Not that it's senior night, but so we may see a whole 5-for-5 substitution at some point.
Schneider with the bucket
it's not
there.
officially senior night until next Tuesday,
That's
and
right.
that's the Willow Spring game. So,
but I think what Coach E's been seeing is a lot of chemistry amongst when they do scrimmage. That's how they've been kind of scrimmaging in practice. So maybe that's kind of his philosophy tonight. Dana Thompson just misses.
Well, just like that, it's 2-2 all for the Comets and the Bengals here. 5:50 left to go here in the opening first. And obviously Clayton wants redemption on Fuquay after a 4-point loss. Such a close loss the last time the two teams played each other.
And tough shot there from Dylan Setzer. Had the three, but as Clayton knows, they did the scouting report. And remember from last game, that is a guy you want to close out on from beyond the arc because he will knock it down. But the last time these two teams met, it was number 2, Joseph Bullock, the guard for Fuquay, that had 18. He hit 4 threes that game. So Fuquay definitely has many of shooters to get it done from beyond the arc, not just a one.
Yeah, I remember him very, very well from that last time we played them. And Braxton, correct me if I'm wrong, but Fuquay's got a very senior-heavy team. Is that correct? That
is correct. They had a small senior class last year. Have a lot of juniors with experience. Schneider right there, who just came up with the rebound. Yep. He's a guy that played a lot of minutes last year as a junior. But yes, I agree. Very senior-heavy.
Looks like we have a foul here on Clayton. Look at the foul is on S.J. Sorrell, number 10. I believe that's his first and team's first. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. We're deadlocked at 2 with Fuquay side out.
There's the inbound to Schneider, back to Bullock. Over to Setzer. Bullock with a drive dish to Schneider for 2. Got it. Andrew Schneider, one thing about Schneider, he's very well with his body. He's very in touch with his body down there in the paint. Has really good footwork. And he's got the one leg sleeve, and he told me one day that he believes that kind of gives him this superpower. A little superstition.
Well, one thing I noticed that Clayton has a tendency to do is they kind of watch the ball a little bit, and when there's penetration, they do tend to find the dump outs pretty good. Andrew Grimes fouled on that play. Not sure if they got 23 or 0 on that one.
That's going to be on 23. That'll be H.L. Smith for the Bengals picking up the foul.
Right, what year is he?
He is a senior as well.
He's a senior, okay.
All
seniors?
All 5 on the floor for the Bengals right now are seniors.
Okay.
And their rotation off the bench is a freshman, a senior, and a couple of juniors.
Right. We'll have Justice Mitchell coming into the game. He'll be substituting. He's a sophomore in for senior number 2, Will Kilpatrick. I believe Andrew made the first, so cuts the lead 4-3, and the second is good, 4-4. As Dana Thompson applies a little token pressure to Jake Hart and allows Bullock to take the ball across the timeline with Matthew Eaton guarding him.
Tied at 4.
Hart drive baseline, kick to Schneider in the paint, little mid-range jumper, and that's his specialty. There's one thing you need to know about Andrew Schneider. Mid-range is his game.
So far I see that penetration and guys watching a lot and get that unselfishness by Fuquay to score.
And Grimes with a little mid-range jumper there on his own. Anything you can do, I can do better right there from Andrew Grimes. Schneider with a tough attempt, ball loose, and the Comets have it. And loses it, and it'll stay with Clayton.
Sorry.
And we're still tied at 6. 3:30 left to go here in the first period. There it goes, there it goes.
We have Anthony Walters in the game, number 1, a junior for Clayton. So just to reset, we got Sorrell, senior, Dana Thompson, senior, Justice Mitchell, 23, sophomore, Anthony Walters, junior. Andrew Grimes, sophomore.
And for those that are joining us, we're back live on the We Are CRN feed. We're having it's just been a screwed up night with internet, with video, with music, and audio, and we're doing our best to keep this for you here. There's been a massive internet outage on the public school area for Wake and Johnston County, and that's normally where we use a massive our communication. And then when you're back and forth off of an iPhone Wi-Fi, I guess it goes in and out. I don't know. But we're back here, and we're going to try to stay here with you till the completion of this game. Derek Lange, Braxton Kutchin, I'm Wesley Outland, Jackie Posey on video, as well as providing our signal somehow to stay on the air. And Walters with a 3, and we needed this, Derek, because we're going to go from 6-6 to now 9-6.
Yep, big 3 by Anthony Walters. Good to get him on track early on. try to stretch that defense out to give more looks for our inside players.
So for those that have joined us, the first 6 minutes have been pretty much reminded me, Derek and Braxton, of the JV game for the varsity men. Low scoring, and for that matter, you know, very close with each other, but right now Clayton just took the lead.
Without a doubt. And another deep three there from Walters. I believe that's Walters. He's lighting it up.
Yeah, it's a second three.
Yep. Fuquay might want to put a hand up on him now. Coach Barrow out there barking instructions. As Hart drives in, to Smith, almost had it, saves it back to Hart. Hart hop step through the lane, feeds to Smith. Smith with a soft touch to put it in. And that'll bring it to 12-8 now for the Comets.
I like the unselfish play of Fuquay, looking for that extra pass.
And I think that's one of the keys for Fuquay tonight to try and get back in the win column after their loss to Willow Spring is, you know, just taking what the defense gives you, not trying to force things. It's Hart with a tough hop step, but just can't finish. Hart also had a triple-double in Fuquay's win over top-seeded Garner. He had 21 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists.
Wow.
And around, I think it was 5 steals as well, as another deep three for Clayton. And that'll extend it to 15-8.
Tell you what, you live and die by the three, and right now we're living with the three, so that's, I think, our believer.
Every time you mess with your phone, it knocks it out.
A little kickball violation.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what's going on here. They're going to turn it over now, say it's on the floor, and give it back to the Comets.
A little discrepancy among the officials there, and came in and fixed that
And
right
there's
up.
a timeout called here.
Good start by the Comets, up 15-8 here, benefiting from some great three-point shooting to start off this game with Dana Thompson and Anthony Walters.
Yeah, Walter's definitely stroking it from three right now and absolutely cannot miss. You know, and like we talked about, one of the things that some of the keys for the game tonight is taking what the defense gives you. With both of these teams, they're very defensively sound, and if there's an opportunity, it's going to be who can take advantage of the opportunity the most.
Absolutely. Were you at the Willow Spring game that they played last week, or?
I was at the Willow Spring game, and that night for the Bengals, it was just tough. They played decent. Willow Spring played very well. Really couldn't miss from anywhere on the floor. Everything they were throwing up seemed to go in. And Fuquay, just one thing they'd like to go back and clean up is some of the defense, and then not being able to convert it to charity strike. That was probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, that was a surprising result. I did not expect to see that result. So good pass, entry pass from Andrew Grimes into Justice Mitchell extends the lead to 17-8 with just under 1 minute left to go.
Yeah, and the thing, talking with some of the guys this week for the Bengals.
Two refs call for a stoppage. They're going to call a foul on 5.
That'd be Dana Thompson. I believe that's his first.
That'll be his first.
And
but
team's third foul.
The Bengals, they were not happy about the loss on Friday.
I'm sure, yeah.
And that's one where. And Smith with a transition bucket off the assist.
How do you think we felt with our loss to the Bulldogs?
Yeah, we didn't expect that one either. But hey, Southeast Raleigh's is not a bad team. So.
They are not a bad team. They also beat Fuquay in the first meeting there, and those two teams will meet on Friday. In
that's
Fuquay
a big game too.
And that'll be Fuquay senior night. So
wow.
17-10, by the way. Now 19-10 for the Comets. A big 9-point lead on the Bengals, and we need this. As there's another shot in and out on the attempt for a 3 by number 23, H.L. Smith. 19-10, shot for 3 by Thompson, no good. Rebound by the Bengals of Schneider.
There's their three-point shooter.
Hart before a shot for 3 on the attempt by 4. Dylan Setzer will not fall in. Second time won't fall in by Schneider. There's the horn by Walters, and that's the end of 1.
Excellent start by Clayton. I'll be honest with you, I think, you know, Fuquay had some great looks. A lot of their shots just went in and out. You know, Clayton definitely hit the 3 ball, and that's what really helped get their lead out to 9. So let's see if Clayton can keep up that momentum going into the second.
19-10, second period. Coming up next, Comets Basketball Community Radio Network.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
We are back for period number 2. 19-10. Comets with a big lead now in the end of 1. Derek, Braxton, what y'all's taking the first period?
Well, I just think that, obviously Clayton hitting three-pointers, it's a make or miss game, and they hit their threes, and that's what's really the difference, 3 3-pointers.
Braxton, what you got?
Kind of the same thing, Clayton's three-point shooting so far, and the lack of shooting thereof from Fuquay so far. Right now, most of their baskets have just been, kind of easy buckets, and I say that, and then there's Dylan Setzer with a 3 just off the mark.
Off the mark. You're about to say he got a 3. You called his shot a little too early.
That's one thing. With him, almost every time it's going to go down, but just, off shooting tonight from the Bengals, and it seems that way since the break.
And now we'll see how it all transitions for the drive by the Comets. Fighting for the ball under the net, Andrew Grimes. Grimes is back in the game. Derek, did you find out a reason why we didn't have a regular starting 5 for Clayton like we usually have?
I think I don't think it was anything intentional. I think that, like I said, I think that the 5 that were out there to start the game usually scrimmage together during the practices, so I think that was a big part of it.
So just kind of changing it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. It actually might have thrown Fuquay off because, they were probably have a game plan thinking, hey, we got to stop Andrew. Oh, he wasn't starting. And that could be psychological. You don't know.
That's right. 2010. I will say this. I listened to the game that you and Kim did on Friday. Great job at Southeast Raleigh. But Grimes had a quiet night. It was a quiet night for Andrew Grimes.
Again, great look by Grimes to Mitchell. Yeah, Andrew had a slow first half, but the second half he played amazing. So I think the one thing that he wanted to make sure he did tonight was start out aggressive.
Whistle, foul.
A couple people got hurt there.
We got players down, a little slow getting up. Is that Grimes?
Yes,
it is. Grimes on the ground, number 15.
I don't know if he got.
Might have got the wind knocked out of him.
Yep.
And they're going to call the foul on Grimes as well.
Might have got it in the.
Brian Harris is going to come in for him on sub. Grimes is going to come out.
Yeah, rough collision there between the 23 of Smith and the 15 of Grimes there.
Also, Thompson, Walters. Well, Walters is going to stay on. I thought he was going to come in, but he's not. Kind of getting some strategy with Coach Simmons. As 23, H.L. Smith Sr., power forward center at the line. And it will not fall in.
And Smith also University of North Carolina Chapel Hill baseball commit.
Oh, no kidding.
There you go.
So he's a lefty pitcher for the Bengals. Pitched a lot of innings as a junior last year and will be furthering his education and athletic career in Chapel Hill next year.
By the way, I saw Coach Brandon Lusk and Josh Steichleather for Comets baseball. Baseball at the end of February, firing up. Hard to believe, Derek, that'll be our 3rd season. And, well, actually, our from the fall, winter, and then the spring sports schedule. And we're done. Season's over. Year's over.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we'll be calling football on the gridiron again.
There you go.
Henson about lost the ball. Saved by Walters. Walters to Thompson around the horn. Great coverage by Hart. Goes inside. The battle of the 23s with Smith and Mitchell.
Tough
and
take.
Mitchell's able to put it in on the 2.
Justice having a great start. I think he has 6 points already, so he's definitely asserting himself.
Increase the lead to 14, and this time Mitchell can't play defense in time, and Smith to put it in on the 2 there at Braxton.
Yeah, H.L. Smith having a really good game so far. Another deep 3 from Walters.
Walters on the 3, but he got the rebound back as Thompson. 6:09 left to go here in the second period. 6 minutes, 24-12. Walters. Oh, and he threw it away. Couldn't get it to Thompson in time. And they'll turn it over. 24-12. It's now a 12-point lead for the Comets. And yes, Derek, I'm disappointed in my Comets crew tonight. They're not here.
No, they're still on extended break.
Taking their 2-day hiatus.
Yeah. Well, they better show out next Tuesday for senior night.
They better show up next tomorrow for school. Harton sets around there in the drive of the push, and it's going to be called on the Comets. It'll be Bengals basketball.
Unfortunately for Anthony, he tried to work around a screen and couldn't get around him, so he decided to push him instead. Oh, and a steal in the inbounds by flying Brian Harris, senior, number 12. And Andrew just kind of rolled his ankle a little funny.
24-12. Going, driving. This is going to be Mitchell.
Smith comes up with a steal off of the pickpocket from Setzer.
And Hart ready to finish. Ready to reset. Going back to Diop.
Setzer with a deep three off the mark.
That's Abdul Diop and the Setzer and short. Comets drive. That's Harris.
Wow, good defense.
Good defense there from Setzer.
Back and forth we go.
Nice fast-paced motion going inside. Ball drops off the leg of Walters. Deflected off Henson. He couldn't get it in time.
Give it up.
Comets got it back to Mitchell. Mitchell with a deflection and interception by Hart. He'll take it away. Close
and
it
another
in
steal.
5 minutes, another takeaway. Comets ball going now. Man to beat. Harris, 2 and in, good. Got around Setzer and finished it. 14-point lead, by the way. 26-12.
I was not expecting this start for Clayton and Fuquay. Braxton, I'm surprised. I'm really shocked.
I'm with you. After the tough loss Friday for the Bengals, you would have thought they would have come out, ready to go. And the Hart draws the foul down there. But, some uncharacteristic turnovers early for the Bengals that I think just with some time will settle.
Foul called on Andrew Grimes. That's his second. Good to see him back in the game after it looked like he might have got the wind knocked out of him.
Yep.
And this will bring Jake Hart to the line to shoot 2. First shot in and out, no good.
That'll bring Faulkner into the game for Smith for the Bengals.
Free throws, only 1 out of 2 good. 26-13.
The other thing, Clayton has been played very well at home this year. They have an 8-2 record at home, so they've obviously felt very comfortable playing on their home court.
Yeah, the only 2 losses they've had were, of course, to Garner and
Wakefield.
Yeah. To the Wolverines.
And both games were under 5 points.
Yes.
Foul
That's one of the
Justin
things
Mitchell.
we talked about, how close these losses that Clayton have been mere points. Except for the loss last Friday night to Southeast Raleigh. Southeast kind of took Clayton to school there.
Substitutions for both squads now.
Yep, ball tripped up. Here we go now. Bengals fighting for it. That's going to be Adams. Adams resets, goes to Zach Faulkner now. Faulkner back to Horn, looking for Hart. Hart's got Thompson, and they take it away. Can he get there? No, it's a foul. They're going to call a foul on Hart as the Comets were driving. What great effort by Comets' Dana Thompson to keep that ball alive for Clayton before he went down there, Derek.
Yeah, Clayton puts this is probably their strongest defensive group that's in the game right now. So they're here to crank it up, the pressure a little bit, and make it a little bit more difficult for Fuquay to get in their sets.
26-13. Shot. 3, no good. That was Thompson.
Tough take by Hart there. Off the mark. Adams with the board. Back to Hart.
Good steal by Walters.
Yes, sir. Got that in stereo with Derek and I. 3 minutes left to go here in the first half. We will try to reconnect to go live for the second half, kind of like we did for the JV game, if we can. We'll reset everything. I know this is a crucial game that a lot of people wanted to tune into tonight, Derek. No doubt about it for the Varsity Comet crew. Right now they lead 13, 26-13, with under 3 left to go here in the first half. Walters driving, basket will not fall, but he's fouled. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2 coming up. One more week of regular season play after this week. Tonight, Fuquay, Friday night, Garner. And then next week, then we move into the tournament, followed by a run for state if that happens. I believe right now Clayton is number 4.
Yeah, I think the way I was looking at it, if depending on how we did tonight, if we can win tonight and Fuquay happens to lose Friday, I think we would kind of get back into like a third-place tie with them. So this is this is the biggest game of the year, I think.
Crucial games down the stretch, no doubt. Diop going back down to Clark and to Adams, and they turn it over, give it back to the Comets as Dig. Will Kilpatrick gets it. Walters under 2.5 remaining. First half shot, Grimes 3, no good. Rebound coming up with it. That's going to be Diop. Diop going. Ball tripped off of Hart's hands. He almost lost it. Double dribble is called on the Bengals. Comets ball.
Both the starting bigs will enter back for the Bengals, taking Faulkner out. And so Schneider and Smith will enter back in for the Bengals.
27-13, 14-point lead Clayton has. Walters back to Eaton. Inside, driving to Grimes to the right wing. Going inside, driving, go to Eaton. Eaton could get up the paint and finish. He'll now pull back out. Going back to Kilpatrick, to Eaton. Inside, they go back and forth. Under 2 minutes remaining, and Kilpatrick will now slow down the tempo. He'll now send it off to Walters to the far left side. Walters now pushing, driving, loses the ball, got the ball back, keeps it in play. High snap to Lange. Lange will go to Eaton. Eaton on a 2. Ball tipped away, deflected by Schneider, and the Bengals got it back, Derek.
Yep. They're trying to work a good shot. There's maybe one pass too many.
Great battle there, and just Walters pushing it in now. 80 seconds to play in the first half. Going to Hart. Hart, 13 in the Schneider to Diop. Diop with a steal by Dig. Will Kilpatrick going to Eaton.
And
another 2. We love hockey. That's 2 points with the assist.
That's right. Good call. I almost called you coach.
Matthew Eaton with the assist by Dig. Will Kilpatrick. And under a minute to go here in the first half. Shot for the attempt on 3 by Smith. No good. Schneider coming up with it. He got slammed. Rebound. Comets leading big. Was not expecting this, but we knew Clayton needed to make a big response. And it's Comets ball. Bengals last to touch it. 35 seconds. Comets 29, Bengals 13. I don't know if Clayton's going to rush to try to make any type of drive here. They're going to just run the clock down. Derek and Braxton, I think, just go for an easy score if they can.
Looks like they're going to try and hold for 1 here, and try and keep the lead without Fuquay scoring.
Yeah, just knocked off 15 seconds, 20 seconds. 15 seconds left. Grimes now drives. Basket will not fall. Rebound. Back to the Bengals. And they're going to try to get something before the horn blares. Hart, and he turns it over. Bounced off the leg of Diop, and it's Comets ball here now with under 5 seconds. Derek.
Yep.
We are going to try to go offline and reset for the second half. First half is recording. Shot for 3. Oh,
my goodness.
It's good by Walters at the horn. And we've seen him do many of those. Wow.
What a half. That's probably one of the best halves we played on both sides of the ball. 32-13. Impressive.
32-13 at the half. Clayton is doing well against their Fuquay-Varina Bengals team. This is a big conference game, and we will step away and reassess things and hopefully come back live on the air.
Become a Comets athletic booster and take advantage of some of the best advertising opportunities in town. From signs that are visible to busy Highway 70 and throughout the CHS athletic fields that are also used by the town of Clayton and hosts to numerous rec leagues and tournaments, to advertising on the Community Radio Network and the Booster Club website. We would like to thank the following corporate and Super Comet boosters for their support and generosity to Comets Athletics. The Christy Mangum team with Caldwell Banker HPW, ARS Rescue Rooter of Raleigh, First Federal Bank, Naron Incorporated, Walter Schmidlin, Attorney at Law, the Joey Millard Edwards team at Carolina Realty, Kim Roberts with Next Gen Homes by EXP, Prestige Pools of North Carolina, Vincent Orthodontics, Champion Roofing and Restoration, Hometown Realty, Horizon Family Medicine, and Generation Church. If your business would like to support Comets Athletics, please visit www.cometsathleticboosters.com. Thank you for being Comets All In, and go Comets! The Comet Athletic Booster Club would like to thank the following family super boosters for their support and generosity to Comets Athletics: the Evans family, the Fitzsimmons family, the Ivy family, the Lee family, the Lowry family, the Mann family, the Mitchner family, the Stavrianakis family, and the Winslow family. If you would like to support Comets Athletics as a family super booster, please visit www.cometsathleticboosters.com. Thank you for being Comets All In, and go Comets!
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Regresando a la escuela, sí tenía miedo, porque yo tenía pensamientos que no sabía si iba a poder hacerlo.
A los 47 años, Marco obtuvo su high school diploma.
Nunca es muy tarde para obtenerlo.
Nadie obtiene un diploma solo. Si estás pensando en obtener tu high school diploma, puedes recibir ayuda. Encuentra clases gratis para adultos cerca de ti en completatudiploma.org. Repito, completatudiploma.org. Presentado por la Dollar General Literacy Foundation y el Ad Council.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music.
Ah, this is Mommy's jam.
Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba,
please be done.
Over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Getting a flu shot helps us stay healthy, so we don't miss out on what matters. Like that family movie night your daughter can't live without. Yeah, can't do that. Every year, millions of people in the U.S. get the flu. Especially now, no one has time to miss out on moments that matter. So get your flu shot. Find out more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
60 years of fender banging, tire scrubbing, Friday night stock car racing is what built the place they call America's favorite bull ring.
Rewind down the back straightaway.
Wake County Speedway is a quarter-mile paved oval where tomorrow's stars are crowned now under the Friday night lights.
I come for the color, I come for the cars, and I come for the crashes.
Tickets are just $15 with special discounts available. Family-friendly, NASCAR sanctioned, WCSpeedway.com.
Green flag in the air.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone?
Do flowers have best friends?
I don't know. Hey, look.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
To buy your home, you became a house hunting ace, learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Sportsmanship. It means a lot of things.
It means showing respect for the opposing team
And being a good host for our visitors.
It's about modeling good behavior and not getting caught up in the emotion of the moment.
It's about winning with humility.
Losing with dignity.
It is about making my high school games.
It's a good memory that I can enjoy for years to come.
Mr. Official.
Mom.
Dad, son,
daughter, coach.
Are we in this together?
Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Getting ready for the second half, 32-13. Comets up on the Bengals right now. We're also at the top of the hour. We'll pause for 10 seconds. Radio identification, Comets basketball.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
32-13 at the half. Welcome back. Wesley Outland, Derek Lodge, Braxton Kutchin. Unfortunately, not able to stay live because of this massive internet failure, but I promise you the entire games will be up in their entirety once we get off the air. Well, I'm going to start with you first, Braxton Kutchin, alumni of the Bengals of Fuquay-Varina. What's your thought of your team right now in their first half of play?
First half was really sloppy, really uncharacteristic of the Bengals. I'll look for them to make a couple halftime adjustments and come out with a really strong punch that Clayton better be ready for, because I've seen it from many other teams. Like, first half can suck, and then the second half gut punch comes, and it becomes a close game like that.
I would say the same thing. Do not count out the Bengals by no stretch of the imagination. But Derek Lange, your thoughts of the Comets of the first half, and most importantly, boy, is this a totally different change than what I thought we were going to see tonight.
I expected a much, at least, closer game to right now. That's not necessarily the way it might end up, but yeah, I mean, in terms of complete from the back end on defense to the offense, you know, three-pointers were going in. Guys are playing with a lot of intensity, really trying to, you know, I know Jake Carter is really what the spoke that makes that wheel go for Fuquay. So if you're minimizing his efficiency on offense, I think that you have a pretty good chance to win games.
And my question is this: Do you think that Fuquay got shook up, Braxton, with obviously the changing of the starting five that maybe they thought was not going to be the starters that came out on the court?
Oh, 100%. I think it's a possibility. Given the way the bigs, you know, prep and practice each week, and, you know, knowing that Grimes is, you know, bigger guy, has been starting a lot, and he's been kind of coming to his own as of late. I think it definitely shook them up.
Well, it's 32-13, 8 minutes is about to go up on the clock, and we get ready now for the start of the third period. Second half action, it will be Comets with the basketball. It's right now 32-13. Referee is asking for something to be fixed on the clock. And the ball is set in bounds by Sorrell to Thompson, and this second half is underway.
I think the first couple minutes of this quarter really will dictate how this trend of the game is going to go. If Clayton can continue to execute and score on offense, it's going to make it very difficult for Fuquay to climb back out of the hole that they're in right now.
Thompson to Kilpatrick and driving back down to Sorrell. Sorrell will now go in by a box formation of the Bengals. Now Eaton. Eaton will power to the lane. He'll go under the paint, put in 2, and just like that, the Comets catch right back up where they started off in the first half with scoring again. 34-13. Now make it 34-15 as it was number 1, Jake Hart there. Braxton put it in under the paint.
Yep, clean up on aisle 14 there for Jake Hart. Kind of just reap the benefits of the missed shot by Smith. But Fuquay now switching up to a man-to-man defense. In the first half, they went with zone, so Coach Barrow obviously trying to switch things up to try and disrupt the Clayton offense.
Kilpatrick now back to Thompson. Thompson on a jumper on a fader into 2, no good. Coming up with it, Sorrell under the basket. He'll put it in, he'll finish there. Strong 4 points in less than about a minute and 10 seconds, Derek.
Yeah, I'm completely fine with them trading baskets here for a while.
Inside, going now to Smith. Smith going to Schneider. Schneider to Hart. Back to Schneider and Smith. Smith on the 2, no good. And the rebound coming back to Clayton. Kilpatrick to Thompson. Eaton, correction. Matthew Eaton. Grimes under the paint. He's looking for him. Great coverage all around him. Diggs is open. Kilpatrick will drive. Give it now to the left to Grimes. Ball deflected. Goes in the air. Here come the Bengals with it. Number 1. Basket will not fall. Attempt by Jake Hart. The rebound back to the Comets.
And Schneider for the Bengals took a hit there. It looked like he couldn't see there for a second. May have gotten hit in the nose or the eye. I can't really tell. It seems to be fine now, but it looks like he took a hit on that last play.
It's like Sorrell trying to slow down the tempo. Back to Grimes. Grimes will go to Thompson. Thompson will go back to Sorrell to Grimes. Grimes drives, and he now has it tipped away, almost deflected by Hart. Ball will not fall. Deflected. Turnover. Schneider got it back, Derek, and here come the Bengals.
Yeah, Schneider's taking a licking out there. First couple of minutes, he just took a tumble at half court. And still, Dylan, what's it, Setzer?
Yeah, Dylan Setzer.
Yeah, still struggling to find his stroke here from 3.
Yeah, and he struggled the other night, too, against Willow Springs. Really uncharacteristic for him. One of the leading scorers for this team.
Right.
Can go for 20-plus any given night. Only had 3 points on Friday against the Storm in that loss. So Dylan's still looking to find a shot here.
Now, was he? Did he miss a few games early in the year with an injury by chance? I didn't see his name on a couple games.
So he did. He had he was sick for a couple games during the Christmas break around that time period. So yes, he did miss a couple games.
And that's Jake Hart that just put in another 2. 36-17 now.
Great cut.
Here's the deal, Derek and Braxton. Obviously for Clayton, you got a big lead. You do not want to lose it. But you got to play hard and keep this defensive pressure on the Bengals, where the Bengals are going to claw their way, Braxton, back into this game.
They will, and most of Fuquay's wins that you'll see, not many of them start out with a Fuquay lead and Fuquay keeping it the entire time. Most of Fuquay's wins so far, as Setzer's fouled on the 3 there.
Setzer's fouled on a 3, and he's going to shoot 3 at the free throw line.
But as I was saying, most of their wins are they get down, and they have to claw and fight their way back. Most of the times they're in tight games, and they've learned how to pull out these tight games. So if they can get within striking distance, this could be a very interesting one as we head down the stretch.
Foul is being called now on number 2 of Kilpatrick. It's going to be a 2-shot foul, actually. They're not going to say it's 3, it's 2.
Wow.
So I thought he might have been over the line there, Braxton. That's why you said 3, but they're actually going to say whenever he got fouled, he was inside the lane there, and it's going to be a 2-shot foul instead of 3. And that is a big difference maker also, Derek, could being at the free throw line.
Well, not only that, but, you know, you get a kid that hasn't really been shooting well tonight, and you get him at the foul line to get a stroke back. You know, he makes 2 for 2. Now let's see how he ends up shooting the next few shots for 3. You know, sometimes that's all you need is a couple foul shots to get you back on track.
It was 36-18, makes the 2 free throws, now 36-19. As again, that was Jake Hart. Correction, that was Dylan Setzer. That was at the free throw line and got both for Fuquay. 36-19, Clayton with a lead, but Fuquay trying to climb out of the cellar.
Well, and the other individual for Fuquay that had a big game first time was Bullock, and I really haven't heard his name called much for scoring yet tonight either, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It's been a quiet game, yeah.
Yes, sir. It's been a quiet for most
That's
of the
true.
Bengals
Good
tonight.
Point.
They really only have 19 points.
That's
so there's
true.
not many guys that are going to be.
Walters 3, no good. Rebound, Setzer, and there's going to be a foul. I think it's going to be on Mitchell. No, they're going to call it on Sorrell, actually.
I think they're calling an over-back foul there on Sorrell.
That's, I believe, what they called.
Non-shooting foul. It will be a foul on the Comets of Sherrod Sorrell, and it will be Bengals basketball. Looked like when they got the rebound back, he just kind of put the elbow in there above the head. 36-19. Shot for three. No good by Mitchell. Getting back on defense. Here come the Comets. He's open. Mitchell's there. Under the paint. Ball will fall. 2 and good. Sophomore Mitchell.
Good use of the body there by Mitchell. Shielding off the defender of Smith.
And using the rim as a protector, too. Yep. That's good fundamental basketball right there.
38-19. 19-point lead for the varsity men.
And quick
Grimes.
Yeah.
Not able to block in time. Schneider in the senior 0 puts it in for the Bengals. And they're not going away. Derek.
No, they're not going to. No, they're going to play all the way to the end, no matter what the score is. It's how can we execute on the offensive end, limit turnovers, and get good shots.
And Cam and Derek, you both said at Southeast Raleigh after the Comets lost, they had to have a great week of basketball. And you even said it yourself earlier, this is probably the most important game of the season going into the conference.
You can't lose at home. Can't lose at home at this point in the season, especially with a team that's matches up very well with you statewide and conference-wide.
Bullock to Hart. Going to Setzer. Setzer on a 3. In and out. No good. Rebound. Mitchell for the Comets.
Right there, man. Just didn't go right.
Right, and that's just kind of been the story of the Bengals for the...
Grimes. Basket and one. He's fouled, and the 2 is good.
You get another one in the...
And it looked like he might have got the wind knocked out of him as he came back down. He's a little slow getting up.
Smith going over there to check up on him. And that's the nature of H.L. Smith. Really good guy. If he accidentally hits you, he'll be the first one over there before your teammates will to make sure you're okay.
So what's interesting is, you saying that he's going to be playing for UNC Chapel Hill. We had Hugh Collins that was a member of the Clayton basketball team last year that transferred out, and he's also a UNC Chapel Hill pitcher commit that's a senior, and I think he's playing over in Greenville
he plays at he plays at oh my,
Rose?
Is it no. Oh, man, we always play them every year. D.H. Conley.
Conley.
He plays at D.H. Conley now. He played
Smith.
varsity football basket and one for Smith. Shades of what happened to Grimes. Smith will have fall his way. Basket is good. Foul is on Grimes. Ironically, it's Grimes and Smith. Smith and Grimes.
Yeah.
They both foul each other. Basket and one. It's coming up.
And I don't know, Andrew looked a little slow getting back on defense there, so he's coming out. Yeah, something.
He looks like definitely might be
something bothering him.
Yeah. Biggest game this year for Grimes, 42 points during the John Jacobs Christmas Invitational when they put him in the woodshed on Cape Fear Christian Academy in the opening round. 40-23. Rebound, Mitchell. After the foul shot, no good by Smith. 40-23, 17-point lead still for the Comets. Braxton, Fuquay's driving, but Clayton is still staying in the game, doing what they need to do to just continue to keep that deficit alive at 17.
Right. I mean, and Fuquay's, they're getting some good buckets, some really good looks, some just not falling. But, Clayton doing a really good job at when Fuquay responds, they give the quick response back and not giving, Fuquay a chance to build any momentum.
Eaton, Mitchell on the 2, no good. Rebound. Comets saving. It's going to be Sorrell, and they're going to say that he called a timeout. I think he did. Coach called a timeout before they called the turnover. Before the jump ball, before the turnover, Comets Simmons keeps the ball in possession alive for Clayton, and we got a timeout on the court.
60 years of fender banging, tire scrubbing, Friday night stock car racing is what built the place they call America's favorite bull ring.
3 wide down the back straightaway.
Wake County Speedway is a quarter-mile paved oval where tomorrow's stars are crowned now under the Friday night lights.
I come for the color, I come for the cars, and I come for the crashes.
Tickets are just $15 with special discounts available. Family friendly, NASCAR sanctioned, WCSpeedway.com.
Green flag in the air.
We came back after timeout with Mitchell finishing under the basket and putting in another 2 for the Comets. 42-23.
He may be up to about 12 points at this point. Again, great.
And then Schneider responds for Fuquay. Braxton and gets it right back in for Fuquay.
Brilliant ball fake there from Diop to free Schneider off the overcommitment there from the Clayton defender. And then gets the bucket. And then again, another response
and Mitchell
there.
Right back again on another 2. 44-25. tit for tat on the points.
Give it up.
And now a turnover by the Bengals. Comets, Mitchell, open. Oh, he couldn't get it in the net. He couldn't finish. Schneider in the 2, no good. Rebound, 24, ball won't fall. Third time, deflected, Comets ball.
And they called a foul, actually, down low. So it'll be a shooting foul.
Yep, far right of the net. We got a whistle and a foul's called. It's going to be on Walters for the Comets.
I couldn't hear a whistle, but just watching that, I thought they might call something, and then with all the noise, I couldn't hear the whistle, but they actually did call something.
Launch and Grimes on sub, ready to come back in.
Yeah, unfortunately for Justice, he kind of got caught in between like wanting to dunk it, wanting to lay it in, and he's missed a couple open dunks this year, and I think that kind of psychologically went through his mind for that split second. But hey, listen, he got us over the bridge here for the last couple minutes on his 6 points that he had in a row. So I'm not going to fault one miss there. One miss.
18-point lead, and it'll stay that way. Launch on the rebound. Under a minute to go here in the third. Early start time for tonight's game, by the way, Braxton.
Oh, yeah, and I was going to say, back to that Mitchell dunk that he missed. Dunking a basketball is harder than you think, folks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's 100% harder than you think it is. So a very athletic play, just wasn't able to convert.
Harris and Grimes kind of the highlight reel for dunks, Derek,
yes,
in the Cleveland game.
Yep, that's for sure.
The Friday the 13th massacre of the Rams.
And Bullock with great
turnover.
defense
Nice
there.
work there by Joseph Bullock, senior. 2, ball tipped away, saved by the Bengals. Number 24 of Andrew Willis and in. And it's a 14-point game now. And a foul. Diop's going to be accused of they're going to say that Abdul Diop put the little hammer there on Walters and turns him over on the foul. It'll be Comets ball with 5 seconds. Walters, will he go for a big 3 before the horn? We know he does stuff like that. He's fouled! He's fouled on a 3-shot foul. He will shoot 3. That is a foul. He tried to throw up a 3. They're going to say it's a foul and a 3-shot foul. Wow. Jake Hart. And
that was on Joseph Bullock.
Correction, yes, it's on Bullock number 2. It's on Bullock. It's on Bullock 2. Foul is on 2. They're saying, though, the coach, Burrow, is protesting Braxton, saying that he thought it was a pass.
Yep.
But it looked like he was going for a 3. With 0.6 seconds, we know Walters, Derek, goes for those.
He was shooting. He was
shots.
He wanted to shoot. The ball just happened to look like a pass when he did.
I was going to say, I mean, you could definitely tell, knowing the situation and all that, that was definitely going to be a shot attempt from him. With the ball placement, it did look like a pass a little bit.
Well, we saw what Walters did at the end of the first half.
Right.
He threw up a 3.
Absolutely.
And it went in.
And I think maybe Coach Barrow trying to, make a case, see if he can get one there instead of, giving up 3 more points here at the end of the third.
46-28, 47-28. And by the way, Derek Launch, he's 3 for 3 on his free throws. Well, that ball ended up into the public address system.
We could still get a shot here.
That's right. The clock never started. It's Comets ball. It's Comets ball. They threw the ball up into the rafters where the speakers are. Walters going to launch on a 3. Will not fall, and that is the third. Well, there we go.
I believe the deficit still, it was 19 at the half, correct? So we still maintained an even quarter.
A good third period. We take you to the fourth, and the Comets looking for a big conference win over the Bengals next. Comets Basketball Community Radio Network.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Well. One more period to go. They were 19-point leads at the half. They keep somehow a 19-point lead at the end of 3. And as we move into the 4th period, it'll be the Bengals with the ball to handle possession.
And if we're using a tennis analogy, we held serve.
We held serve, exactly right.
We just got to hold serve one more quarter.
Derek's got that racing/Wimbledon talk. And we got something going on. Jersey violation? Yep, jersey violation. Yeah, they're being really strict on that this year. Tell him to put his jersey in. And they might tell Sorrell to do the same thing because his jersey's kind of poked out.
Yep.
They have been so strict on that this year.
Get it. Oh.
That's going to be Willis.
Good block.
Slapped away by Grimes, so they're going to call the foul.
Yep, good block there from Grimes.
Dana Thompson back in the game now for the Comets after having a jersey fix. Sorrell will step out. They're going to call a foul, and it will be a shooting. Yep, they're going to go to the line. It will be Willis shooting 2.
Maybe a little makeup call from the
mistake earlier, maybe?
Well, no, I don't know if it's a mistake, but just kind of, hey, we'll give you one back. I think it was still, Anthony's was not passing. He wouldn't be passing the ball at 0.6 seconds left. I'm sorry.
No, we know Anthony Walters. He's not that type of player, definitely. We know he was getting ready to, he was trying to throw up a 3.
Well, considering he made one at the end of the 2nd quarter from
exactly
26
and several times this year we've seen him go for those crazy 3-point shots at the horn.
Now these 50-50 balls. We got to be winning those.
Right.
We're giving these guys an extra possession. They get a 3 here. That's huge.
Point game.
It's a 4-point churn.
That's exactly right.
Hart's kind of the same way.
Inside going from finishes it, goes from Smith to Willis in the 2. What were you saying, Braxton?
Hart treats those 50-50 balls like T. Higgins from the Cincinnati Bengals. He thinks of them as 80-20.
Bengals got it. Number 1, Hart. Ball will not fall. No basket. They call it a foul on the floor.
But as I was saying, Hart with those 50-50 balls, he thinks of them like T. Higgins said when Joe Burrow throws them what they call 50-50 balls in the NFL. He thinks of them as 80-20. He thinks those are his most of the time.
Non-shooting foul as Hart was fouled by number 1, Walters for the Comets, but it'll be Bengals with possession, and they put in another 2 with Jake Hart for the Bengals. Boy, just like that, Derek, they're trying to come back here.
Yeah, it's only 14. They've cut 5 already into this in 1 minute. So
exactly right.
They do that for the next few minutes. We're right back into the thick of things.
47-33. Mitchell couldn't get it to Harris in time. It's out of play.
And Fuquay starting to crank up the defensive intensity, trying to put a little more pressure on Clayton, see if they can force him to make some mistakes.
Bullock and Hart. Pressure now by Thompson, as well as Henson inside. Open man, 23 Smith, committed to Carolina, and it's been a 6-point swing. Just like that, it's 47-35. The Bengals have cut the lead on the Comets, Derek, to 12.
Yeah, Clayton just kind of, they look a little disillusioned out there. I don't know, just kind of foggy.
Timeout, 47-35. We're back in a second.
To buy your home, you became a house hunting ace. Learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Your CRN, my CRN, our CRN. We are CRN. The Community Radio Network now and the new WCRN 87.9 FM. And still always anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.
Timeout over. Comets and a foul on Henson as Diop was driving. Fuquay and a foul call. 47-35, 12-point lead. Derek, you're getting a little antsy here.
A little bit.
I think it's the first time I've seen you do that in the broadcast booth.
Tonight or in general?
Tonight.
Well, yeah, a 19-point lead and you cut 7 in less than a minute and a half. It's
got to come back. And there's 2 opportunities that have been blown. As here comes now the Bengals and another 2. Wow, 11-point lead. Joseph Bullock just put in another 2 on the Bengals. And look at Everson Simmons. He's like the... Finally, now you can see it, but he's already finished. I mean, he was pointing at the scoreboard saying, what the hell are you doing? Pardon the language, but that is the biggest emotion I think I've seen out of Coach Simmons in a long while. But he's telling them, what are you doing, guys? Look at the scoreboard here.
Oh, well, part of the problem, well, now Grimes enters the game, but I went to look, and he has 4 fouls. And that could be big here down the stretch.
Wow.
With 6.5 left, if you can get him out of the game, if you're Fuquay, and attack him in the paint, that could be a huge loss there for the Comets.
Grimes has 4 fouls, we're being told, on the table. And it's now, by the way, not an 11-point game, it's a 10-point game. There has been no points scored by the Comets in the 4th period at all, Derek Lange.
Yeah, it was 47-23 at the end of 3.
Bengals are trying to get back in this here. It has been Clayton dominating since the game started until now. Harris finally puts in 2 for the Comets. Increase the lead to 12.
That's a well-run set that they've run on and off throughout the year. If they just continue to run their offensive sets, they're going to win the game. They just got to run their sets. They got to focus, just the focus.
I just wonder if they kind of slowed down the tempo there for a second and said, hey, I think we got this, but you can't do that. Open the door for Schneider, and 0 makes it 2.
Well, and the thing is, Andrew Grimes can't defend because he's got 4 fouls, so
Grimes has got to be careful. Kilpatrick going to Harris. Kilpatrick back to Walters. Walters to Harris. He got it back. Saves it, goes inside to Grimes. Grimes to Schneider on the 2. No good. Schneider to heart of the rebound for the Bengals. And again, Grimes is not going to try to throw a hand in there. Like you said, he's in foul trouble, Derek.
Yep. Jake Hart, I think, saw something that, listen, he's a smart player, man. He had the pass. If that was anyone but H.L. Smith, that would have been 2 points, and H.L. just didn't cut fast enough.
Still a 10-point lead, 49-39 Comets. Eaton high snap to Kilpatrick, going to Eaton again. Oh, bodies fall, no whistle. They said let it play. Walters drives, can't finish. Keeping it, Kilpatrick alive, couldn't get it to Schneider. Schneider, ball falls. Comets ball, out of the rafters it goes.
And the Fuquay bench was not happy about that. The Fuquay crowd and bench all exploded. They thought there was a offensive foul there, a little bit of a push off.
Well, the other thing Clayton's not doing is they're not setting a screen to get anybody open out of these inbounds passes.
That's right.
I mean, they're just trying to get it in, and again, no screens. They're going to double on the side. Now,
Kilpatrick to Eaton, and they go inside now at midcourt. Kilpatrick now going to Harris. Harris trying to drive inside to find Grimes. Instead, he goes to Walters on the far side. Now driving Eaton to Grimes. 2 and good. 4 fouls in all. They make it now another 12-point lead there, Derek.
Yep. Any bucket you can get right now is just icing, just to try to keep that lead.
4.5.
Now we
going
can't get
inside. Here we go. Oh boy, with the number 4 Setzer. He's short. He tried to make it. And if I was Clayton, honestly, I would do exactly what Eaton's doing, Grimes. And I'm sorry, Derek, and that slowed down the tempo.
Just a little
bit.
Slow
the tempo of the game. You've got now, what, a 12-point lead? Yep. You want to hold on to that lead, Grimes.
And that's it. That's his 5th.
That's it. That's it on Grimes. That's his 5th.
And that, I thought Schneider was shuffling his feet a little bit, but either way, he got the foul call he needed, and that might have been a makeup for that call right there as they were crossing the timeline.
Andrew Grimes has fouled out of the game. He is out. Who do you bring in to fill him in, Derek?
Well,
I know Mitchell's good.
Yeah, Justice. I mean, that's.
We know Tyreek Jones can do good. He started.
Yeah, we got to ride with Brian Harris and Justice Mitchell, but.
Fouls called on the floor. It's going to be on Walters, I believe. It is.
And it looks like Fuquay keeps going to that little high pick and roll right at the 3-point line. They get that going, and that's been kind of their bread and butter to get them a bucket when they needed it.
8 fouls now in the Comets. That puts the single bonus for the Bengals in the 1-and-1. First one in and good for number 1, Jake Hart, the point guard, shooting guard, senior. And just like that, it's 11-point lead, might be 10.
We got our 10. It's start running into the danger zone.
And there it is.
Yeah, I mean, these guys had
And a timeout.
They had 23 points at the end. What they have 23 at the end of the third quarter.
13.
It was a 19-point lead.
Down to 10.
Starting in the fourth, and as we move halfway left in the fourth period, they've cut it to 10.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone?
Do flowers have best friends?
I don't know. Hey, look.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
10-point lead. Under 4 minutes remaining for the Comets of the Bengals. And almost a turnover. It is a turnover. Bullock got it. Bullock drives. Can't get there. Kilpatrick, great defense. A box by 3. Got it to Walters high. And somehow, Clayton keeps it alive and keeps that 10-point lead, Derek.
So I think the key to this game really is Will Kilpatrick. Will Kilpatrick's a senior. He's been in this before. He's a heady player. He's not going to turn the ball over. He's the guy that you want having the ball here. He's the leader. That's the guy I want with the ball just to calm this storm.
Keep this game alive for Clayton as Harris drives now to Mitchell. Great work together with Kilpatrick, Harris, Mitchell in the 2, and it's now a 12-point game, Braxton.
And a great job at getting the first step there, and then, being able to draw the defense in.
They're going to call a foul on Eaton.
Another foul there on the floor, but like I was saying, a great job to get the first step there, sucker the defense, and dish it off for an easy layup.
And because of that, that is going to be another 1-and-1.
What's that, the 9th foul? I can't tell.
Yeah, I don't know why he said a 2-shot foul. It's not his 10th foul. It's the 9th foul. It should be a 1-and-1.
Regardless, he makes
It's going to be a 2-shot foul anyway now because he made it. And this, again, will make it possibly a 10-point game.
Once again, the key is going to be the inbounds if should he make this shot.
Second shot, in and good for the 4th time in the 4th period. 10-point game.
And they'll bring in the junior Dylan Finch in to replace H.L. Smith, switching up size for a little bit of speed.
First time we've seen Finch tonight.
Nope.
Oh, high, going to Eaton.
As I
they
said,
stole it away, got to Diop.
I'm surprised Kilpatrick did that.
Ball falls, and it's good, and they're in single digits now. 8-point lead for the Comets as Jake Hart scored. Harris, Kilpatrick, Mitchell. Oh, he won't go in the net! He got his rebound back as a jump ball. It'll stay for the Comets. Jump ball, Comets will keep possession.
I mean, that ball hit every single part of the rim that it could before it fell out. But now that Fuquay's cut it to double digits, let's see if Clayton can withstand the adversity or can Fuquay make another run at it.
Eaton will be ready to inbound it to Harris.
I don't like when the ref throws the ball up like that. That's hand the ball.
Yeah, I don't know why he
come
done that.
on.
I do too. I don't like it either.
Harris
I've seen
to
more
Walters.
refs do that. I don't know if that's a new thing, but
going to Kilpatrick now. 2.5 remaining. Clayton somehow just got a finish for the first time. Cut it into 8.
They got to penetrate.
Oh,
and a steal, and he got it. 8-point lead for the Comets and a turnover by the Bengals. Comets ball. Well, I got to tell you this, guys. This 4th period was not pretty.
Attack, just go.
Harris, basket, ball will not fall. Mitchell tries to slam it in. He can't get there. Fighting again. A jump ball, it'll go to the Bengals this time. Instead, it was not going to be called a foul. He's lucky. I thought one was going to call a foul, but they say it's a jump ball.
I thought they were just going to let that go and kind of, play with it, just kind of let it play. But I think a couple of the jump balls here for both squads in favor of which one would have come up with it, that it got called a little prematurely. That one you could have said the same thing.
53-45.
Here's the high screen. They haven't been able to figure that out.
Hart looking around the horn to Diop. Diop will drive. He'll go for a 3. Misses it off the rim. Eaton got the rebound. They're going to call a foul.
I don't know about that call.
I don't know about that call either.
But if anything, it allows them to set their press.
Right, and that's kind of the thing you don't want is
foul on Walters.
And you can see, you can advance this ball, and these guys are content on
And my apologies, foul was on Hart. And now there's a foul on Finch.
So now we're getting closer to the 1-on-1, which we really need shots. I know Braxton is rooting for Fuquay a little bit, even though it's a Clayton broadcast, but
I'm trying to stay as
he's
neutral as I
an
can.
alumni.
You're doing very good. You're doing a very good job.
He's doing a good job. Eaton, balling 2 and good.
We needed that.
I think this has been a heck of a game. Now back to a 10-point lead. Fuquay not going away, though. Ball will fall by Jake Hart.
Yeah, tough shot.
Just trying to make something happen.
Timeout is called.
Yeah, trying to do the best to stay neutral. I've watched these guys all year, so it's hard, especially when I played with some of them on the baseball team.
What's Jake Hart looking for next year? Like, I mean, I got to think he's got to be getting some D3, D2 looks, right?
He's a senior.
He's getting some looks. I haven't talked to Jake within the past couple of days about what he's thinking yet.
Yeah.
I can definitely talk to him here in the next little bit, figure it out where he's thinking. But I know he's definitely getting some looks to play at the next level.
Yeah.
And so are a couple other guys, absolutely.
Well, I think he's got a good body. I think he would make a great point guard at a D3, low D2 school for sure.
I think.
No,
Coach,
I like his game. I really do.
Coach Simmons was talking to the players, and I think I saw the words mouth finish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you got to finish. There's Fuquay. There's Coach Burrow coming out of the chair after having a nice meeting with his starting 5.
The key is the inbounds. You know, I'd love to see a big man flash up here, flash to this open spot, like right where I would want that to be. But
8-point lead for the Comets. Can they increase it to 10 again?
And they called the block there on Schneider.
There's a foul on Schneider.
Lucky.
So a foul on the Bengals. Schneider. This is going to send one and one. Yes, I was about to say. I was going to say somebody's going to go to the line here.
Yeah, Brian Harris.
And Harris is going to go 1 and 1. The senior, 6'1", 185 pounds.
Not our strongest foul shooter, but you know.
No, he's not. But maybe we can get lucky here. Down by 8.
That looked good.
Made it.
Yep. That's a big point.
Brings the lead to 9.
So here's what I'd like to see. If Brian makes this, I'd like to see Clayton apply a little bit of pressure. Don't let the ball roll up the court. You know, make them work the whole floor.
I agree. At the same time, I don't want to put too much pressure because when Fuquay goes fast,
just very light. I mean, just very light. Just don't let them roll don't give them extra 20 feet with the time the way it is right now. I mean, I want to make them earn it up the court. I'm not saying get beat back there, but just token pressure.
Floor was a little bit wet. They asked to have it get cleared.
Yep.
First shot of the 1 and 1 was good by Brian Harris, senior for the Comets. And now he'll try to make it a 10-point lead. Not there. Mitchell, though, got the rebound back, and he's fouled.
Oh, a technical foul on somebody.
I think that's a technical foul on Coach Barrow for the Bengals. I don't know what he said.
I think he's just frustrated with the play call. I think he was looking for an over the back.
I think he was
on Justice Mitchell.
Technical foul being pointed at the Bengals bench on Coach Randy Barrow. And this will be an automatic 2-point shot to the line for the Comets and a possession going back to Clayton. And Derek, with 1:20 left to go in regulation, you want this if you're in favor of Clayton right now.
Yeah, I mean, we just lost 2 points, just with execution here. We got 1 out of 2. We'll take it, but.
And possession arrow back to Clayton.
Absolutely.
And that technical foul is also crucial because Coach Barrow now has to sit for the entirety of the game remaining, and that's really crucial.
That's
and going to have to rely on the players' kind of veteran experience in situations.
1:20 left to go here, and a whistle. And another foul.
Looks like Fuquay's going to start the fouling game now, trying to give him as much time as possible. See if Clayton can miss some shots and then trying to go and steal some possessions away.
That's a foul on Hart, by the way.
Yeah, and that puts 1 foul away from a 2-shot bonus. So that technical actually counts as a personal as well, right?
Both teams are 1 foul away from going to the double bonus, which will be a 2-shot foul for the remaining of the game.
These are big shots right here by Will.
Kilpatrick, 1 and 1, and he makes the first.
Okay.
Big time shot right there.
Increase the lead to 11 for Clayton. Trying to make it a 12-point lead if Kilpatrick can make the 1 and 1. 1:17 in regulation left. Nails it.
Clutch senior dig.
And you said he's the man that'll step up, the captain.
Yes.
59-47. A strong, valiant effort by the Bengals in the start of the fourth. But in the end here, it is now a timeout called by Fuquay. It's a 30-second timeout. What do you got, Braxton?
Right now, if you're Fuquay, you want to, play the foul game as they're starting to do and go down and don't settle for the three. If the three is there, take it. But if not, get your buckets because you never know what's going to happen down the stretch if you just keep inching closer.
You make a valid point, Braxton, and I ask you this, Derek, as well. When do you stop trying to be the hero and go for those crazy three-point shots and just try to drive up the paint and put a ball in and see if you can go for a foul and make it a three-point play that way?
I mean, right now we just want to get the ball over the I'm guessing they're going to probably foul inbounds if that's their strategy right now to just keep the clock on their side, but it's going to really boil down to foul shooting.
10-point lead for the Comets. They'll have the possession after the timeout by the Bengals. 1:07 left to go in regulation. Kilpatrick to Eaton. Eaton got it turned over, deflected back to the Bengals.
And there's the three.
There's the three there by number 2, a bullet. And you called it.
And a turnover.
And a turnover going back to the Bengals again. Wow.
So there's the gut punch from Fuquay.
You called it. You called it, Braxton.
I mean, and that's the thing is that they've worked on, don't settle for. Don't settle for bad shots, but take what's there.
Foul, offensive foul on the Bengals. Comets ball.
They call that on Smith. I didn't really see what was happening there.
I think it might have been an illegal screen.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I guess they don't shoot foul shots on a foul like that. I'm not sure.
H.L. Smith trying to plead his case to the referee. And I don't know about that, man. I remember a time where you just as a player, you play the game. You don't try to go to the referees or ask them questions or anything. Let the coaches do that. Our Derek, our sports certainly changed when it comes to that.
That's correct.
I know when I played here at Clayton in football, if I'd stop to ask a referee something on the court, you could rest, or the field, you could rest sure Coach Gary Fowler had my hide when I came back to the sideline. And it seems like now in this generation, the players will ask the referees or question the referees. And Launch is at the line.
Yep, he got fouled coming into the game.
But yeah, I agree. That is something that has definitely changed over the course of time. Is now players, I don't know if they're necessarily barking at the officials. Maybe just what can I do better for next time kind of deal. Sometimes.
Well, even if you're just pleading your case,
right.
I mean, in my opinion, let the coaches do that for you.
Oh, I agree. 2 big free throws there.
Good for Derek Lange.
Yep. Setting the lead back to 9.
Derek Lange, Daddy, has got to be happy for Xavier.
Yep. Came in and did what he was supposed to do.
Did I do it again?
He did.
61,
I love it.
61-52. And there's a whistle.
Yeah, we don't want to be stopping the clock here.
Is that Sorrell? I think they're going to call the foul on. Yep, Sorrell and a foul. And I don't. If I was Clayton, I would not foul Fuquay.
I mean, we still got to play defense, but but obviously they got a mismatch down low, and SJ was kind of stuck.
So now it was a 9-point lead. Could possibly be cut to 7 if Fuquay can make the 2.
It's not over yet.
Miss this first one. That's a big miss, Braxton.
It is, and Fuquay is not the best free throw shooting team by far. I mean, they've struggled from the line, especially here recently. Shiner's normally a good free throw shooter. Uncharacteristic miss there, but honestly, fouling may not be a bad strategy. See, there he goes 0 for 2. The forced jump ball that should stay with Fuquay.
Comets ball.
Nope.
Jump ball will go to Fuquay.
Nope. It'll stay with Clayton.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, jump ball will go to the Comets.
The next one will go to the Bengals. So they're going to try and set up that press and see if they can force another turnover.
39.7 left, and they got a foul, and they're going to do it.
Could have been a carry there.
Sorrell.
And he walked.
And he travels. Turnover back to the Bengals.
You got to
9-point lead, Derek.
I'm biting my tongue. You got Xavier who's I'm not going to jinx him on how he's been shooting foul shots this year.
Right.
And he's got them all the way at half court. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Hart.
Sorry, I shouldn't be saying that on the
To
radio.
Setzer, inside. Schneider falls in on a 2 and good. 7-point game now. 20 seconds left. He's out of play and he's fouled. They're going to call it on Bullock. And a 2-shot foul again.
Well, just got to make these 2.
Well, you knew it was coming.
Yep. Let's see if SJ can come through for us. Another senior.
Clayton will travel to Garner on Friday. The uncharted waters of the Trojans.
That's a big-time shot right there. Stretches the lead to 8 now. Still a 3-possession game, but now with Fuquay, I think now is the time you might have to start, hoisting up a 3 here if there's a little separation.
If you're going to win this game, in and out.
I don't think
on
a
the
miss is a
rebound
bad
by
thing.
Sorrell.
I think if he makes that, you do, but now you don't have to.
16 seconds.
Good
Ball touched last by Harris. He turned his back, and when he did it, it landed on him, and the ball last touched by Clayton.
Yep, that one falls into the
It's
lap
the Bengals
of
ball.
Nicholas Clark over there on the bench.
Shot for 3.
That's
Nails
a big
it.
shot.
That's Jake Hart. Enough time.
And the clock actually, if I'm not mistaken, did
They
that
gotta
on the
add
last.
time on the clock.
They've got to add a lot of time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Because
they've
I
got to
think-
add time on the clock, at least 3 seconds or so.
Well, it did that on the last made basket for Fuquay as well. It ran some time off underneath. I don't know how much they'll put on here, though.
Yeah, they're going to have to add time on the clock.
Now this is really big. Because it's a 5-point game, and if you don't make your free throws right here, Fuquay doesn't necessarily need a 3 right away.
They're not going to add time on the clock. So that's in favor of Clayton. I'm wondering if a timeout was called.
Maybe.
Well, Brian called a timeout.
62-57 after the 3.
5-second
and
call.
It's a 5-second violation.
Wow. That's huge.
The referees are telling the players, don't come on the court till you're called in. And Clayton's calling for a timeout. Coach, timeout's called. Full timeout, I believe is what they're saying. We're coming up at the top of the hour. We'll pause for 10 seconds and bring this to the finish.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Derek Lange is lunging out in the grandstand.
Just get this over with.
And Braxton, you called it. Fuquay needed these big 3 shots. They went for it. And then they cut the lead now to 5. Ball dropped. Sorrell got it to Mitchell. Hold on to the ball, guys. Finish this. This game is over. Kilpatrick holds on to the ball. We got a player down on the court for Fuquay.
2 of them. Yep.
Walters is
Walters
down,
and
number
Smith.
1 for the Comets, and I believe it's Smith, number 23 for the Bengals.
I don't know how anything
Hard
wasn't.
collision, I believe they had at the end of the game.
Yeah, I don't know how anything wasn't called either offensively nor defensively because a bunch of people went flying. Looked like you said earlier, the Talladega, the big one.
And when this game is ended, it's over 62-57.
What a bizarre
the
ending.
final.
Very bizarre ending, but a huge win for the Comets and another tough loss for the Bengals. They've got Southeast Raleigh at home on Friday. That's a big one for the conference too in the playoffs and the standings and the conference tournament. That's a big one for everybody involved, not even just the 2 teams playing.
And Clayton has to travel to take on Garner. Another game that's definitely going to be in uncharted territory with the Trojans. Another big conference game, no doubt about it.
I mean, make
no
mistake about it. I mean, Clayton wins this game, but we had a 19-point lead after 3, and we almost lost it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we gotta clean it up a little bit in the fourth quarter. But hey, a win's a win.
That's right.
All that you remember at the end of the year is a win's a win.
If I remember correctly, Clayton went to Fuquay, lost by 4. Fuquay comes to Clayton tonight, loses by 5, and they split the series up in conference play.
I wouldn't be surprised to see these two teams meet in the conference tournament down the road and have a very interesting one here coming up soon.
Well, Braxton, end of our doubleheader, man. What do you think of the game? Obviously, big wins for the Comets. JV annihilated the JV Bengals.
Right.
But, going to be some fun basketball down the stretch for the tournament and the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to see how Clayton comes out here with a conference tournament. I'm very interested to see how they play Friday against the Trojans. I think that one's going to be a really close one, a really good one. So y'all stay tuned for that. That'll be a big one.
Always enjoy having you when you can. Derek Lange, your take of this game here tonight, buddy.
Hey, 3 great quarters. Fourth quarter obviously wasn't our strongest. But the other thing we have to also remember, too, is that Andrew Grimes fouled out with about 5 minutes left, and we were able to withstand the pressure that Fuquay brought to win this game. So that's another subplot to this game, is the fact that we could win without Andrew down the stretch. So that's holds well for everybody. So we'll see what happens last 3 regular season games.
Another big game coming up Friday night at Garner. We'll have it for you. Final home game of the regular season next Tuesday night against the Willow Springs Storm. For, of course, John Asmus and Marlon Lee, the athletic directors of Clayton Athletics. For interim principal Dr. Earl Moore. For Brian Hell, the Clayton Comets Athletic Booster President. For Braxton Kutchin. For Derek Lange, I'm Wesley Outland. Comets sweep the night for the Bengals for the men. Varsity and JV. We'll hear from you Friday night at Garner, and always go Comets and be all in.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
You've been listening to an exclusive presentation of the Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN. Your CRN, my CRN, our CRN. We are CRN. The Community Radio Network now and the new WCRN 87.9 FM. And still always anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.